Hi friends, good morning. I'm very happy to introduce one of the very senior most psychologist as well as personality development trainer, Mr. Jain Reddy sir. Uh, the success is very important in anybody's life, and it is a very beautiful word in the dictionary. It depends on various factors. One is hard work, and another one is self confidence, and so on. But the personality is the one which will decide your ultimate success. And in the personality development, the memory management is one of the important tool which will help you to achieve anything in the personal life as well as in the official career. Today we have such a great personality, Dr. Jain Reddy sir, who has created so many records, the Limca Book of Records as well as the Guinness Records. So, who is with us today? I'm sure definitely you are going to enjoy this session. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation. And today, our students are going to be really blessed. Thank you so much, sir, for your kind acceptance. Now, over to Jain.
Thank you, Mr. Bhuminathan. My dear young friends of Kingmakers Academy, it's a wonderful opportunity for me to associate. It's because you have examination hardly about a month from now. You need to do very well. No doubt you are privileged to be a student of Kingmakers Academy. In addition to what they have been giving you, they wanted to give you an advantage of doing very well within just a month's time. In fact, I need 50 hours of time to deal with the topic which I am supposed to do today. But to do it in just about 50 minutes time is something very challenging, but you will be able to see it. After a month, sir, would I be able to do well after listening to these few minutes? You don't have to have any doubt. Even if you have to write the examination next week itself, I repeat it, next week itself, still you will be able to score at least 10% more in each paper. That makes a big difference. How? You may all want to know how exactly this can happen. How to excel in exams. There are three areas that we are going to cover in this session. The first one is memory management, and the second one is review process, and the last one, of course, the most important for you is examination presentation skills. Let us see the very first one, memory management. When it comes to memory management, it has got two components. The first one is memory registration, and the second one is memory recalling. Unless you register, you will not be able to recall anything effectively. So, my dear friends, you should know the registration secrets I will share with you. What is this registration process? Some of you must have been wondering. See, anything you read or listen, if you understand that and post it in your subconscious mind, then it gets registered. You will be able to recall anytime that you want to do it, including at the time of writing examinations. For registration, there are a few steps you should know. The most important thing for memory registration is concentration. Unless you concentrate at anything, you cannot understand the subject. Once you don't understand, you will not be able to register. Once you don't register, obviously your recalling capacity falls. This is the major problem of student community. As a teacher for over 40 years, I've been seeing many students struggle with this problem. They don't register properly and they try to recall at the examinations. In spite of their hard work, they would not achieve the results. So for these friends, they need to concentrate at the matter. Once they concentrate, they will be able to understand what they study. But to be able to concentrate, they should pay attention. Unless you pay attention, you can't concentrate. Obviously, it is there. Who will be able to pay attention, you may ask. Only those who do the mind programming can pay attention at anywhere. Take an example of a class of 40. The same teacher teaching the same syllabus delivers the goods, but a very few students only pay attention and grasp the matter and benefit. Most others don't, because they are not mind programmed themselves to pay attention. Why they are not mind programmed? The reason is they are not clear about their goal. They may be thinking of going to a movie, or they may be thinking of doing something else instead of listening to the teacher who is spending a lot of time to educate them. That is why mind programming is very crucial for paying attention. This mind programming comes, as I just said, when the goal is clear. You all may say, sir, we are students of Kingmakers IAS Academy. The name itself says IAS. So we have come here to become IAS. We are very clear about our goal, you may say. But then let me tell you one thing. Everybody who thinks of becoming what and when is not supposed to be clear about his or her goal. Why? It is like this. Suppose you take a torchlight with 100 battery cells, a long torchlight, and you go to a room, dark room, and you switch it on. You focus to trace an object. If the torchlight does not have a reflector, what happens? You will not be able to locate the target at all. You can't make out anything. It gets scattered. It's a dissipated light. Instead, if you take a pen torch even, operated with just one battery cell, if it has got good reflector, you switch on, it just goes straight, get focused to the object, and you will be able to locate it. Don't you? How it happens? The light which falls on reflector on any angle, it tends to get re-reflected with convergence to a particular point which you want to locate. So convergence of light takes place due to reflector. In the same way, my dear friends, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you should always be dreaming, aiming, craving to become what you wanted to become. In your case, you want to become an IAS. It should be always IAS and IAS. Manasa, Vacha, Karmana, as they call it in Sanskrit. In other words, in thinking, in telling, in doing, in Trinity, you should always be at this process. Then only you will be clear about your goal. Once you are clear about your goal, you are now preparing the ground to go for mind program. Let me show you what you need to do for mind program. It is called auto suggestions. Mind programming through auto suggestions is this. If you just keep telling, I am able, capable, talented, excellent, extraordinary, brilliant, focused, etc. And in addition, you can say, I will surely become IAS. I have the ability to do it. I'll show my worth. I will do it certainly. I can. I can. You keep telling this every time. How much time, sir? Morning to midnight, day and night, you must keep telling. In other words, while talking, while walking, while bathing, while eating, while sleeping, also you should keep telling these words. All these things are fine, sir. But how can I say this while sleeping? Then where is the question of sleeping if I keep telling these things? You may wonder. I will tell you. Suppose you go to a movie of your favorite hero and you see a song, you like it so much, you want to listen to it again. You buy a CD on the way home and play it in your CD recorder, CD player. You listen to it once again. You repeat it. You repeat it again and again and again and again for say 20 times. Then you put it up. What happens? After this, wherever you are, while walking, while talking, while eating, while bathing, while sleeping also, the song keeps on lingering in your ears. Is it not? Why it is happening so? It has got ingrained into your subconscious mind. That makes all the difference. In the same way, if we keep doing these auto suggestions that I am able, capable, talented, excellent, brilliant, extraordinary, like this, keep telling them for a week or 10 days. Thereafter, it slowly gets into your subconscious and you don't have to do. It keeps on lingering in your mind. This is the process of mind programming. What is the benefit of mind programming? You tend to pay attention at things which you need to pay. All unnecessary things you will not care. If you are wanting to become an IAS, whatever can help you to become an IAS. For example, now I am talking to you. It is going to be extremely useful, I told you. You tend to pay maximum 100% attention at it. Once you pay attention, concentration will be. With concentration, I told you will be able to have good memory registration. But here, I would like to supplement with some more concentration techniques for your benefit. You are already attuned to pay concentration. In addition to that, see a few wonderful things. As Indians, you should be proud to do the first one. It is an ancient technique, and the Westerners have done research on that, and they brought out a new name called alpha breathing. Alpha breathing is a process that can take you to the alpha state of mind, which is called relaxed state. At this state, whatever you do, it will be at its peak. A student studying can expect to grasp 100%. So now, how to do alpha breathing? I will just tell you. We all do breathing. It is not a big thing. While breathing, you need to follow the process which I told you. That is this. Inhale deeply, exhale more deeply. In other words, you take deep breath, release it more deeply, and hold it for a while. When you hold your breath for a while, that is where your mind gets totally relaxed and tends to enter alpha state. Repeat the same process. Namely, take deep breath, slowly release, and hold it for a while, gently, comfortably, and again repeat the process. You do this for 2 to 3 minutes. You check up your concentration. Therefore, while studying hereafter, you must start with this alpha breathing. Even while writing examinations in the exam hall, before you start writing, go to alpha breathing. You see how well you will be able to perform. So the first supplementary technique for concentration I have given you is alpha breathing. Do this. Any number of times you can do it, hardly 2 to 3 minutes. The second technique is very important. You are all now listening to me, and how you are sitting, that is very important. Sit erect, leaning forward, or this left or right is not at all conducive for peak concentration. You should sit straight, erect, and spinal cord should be vertical. What is the benefit? You get maximum blood circulation to your brain. You know, friends, our brain is about 2% of our body, but it takes 20% of the blood. That is the reason why you need to keep maximum blood circulation to the brain. This happens when the spinal cord is straight. So you always sit straight while studying. Well, when you have a table and chair, you sit on a chair and keep the books on a table and tend to study. Anyone does it the same way? This is very blunderous. How, sir? See, you keep a book on table and you keep straight, erect. What will be the distance between the book and your eye? It will be very much, it will be more than 1/3 of a meter, even more than half a meter. But you know, eye should not get strained while reading. For that, the distance should be maximum 1/3 of a meter, minimum 1/4 of a meter. In other words, 25 to 33 centimeters distance only it should be maintained. But then, how do I do that, sir? You tend to lean forward. When you tend to lean forward, your back is not straight. That is the difficulty. So you have to do something. That is, use a writing pad. When you take a writing pad, keep it, base it onto the table and let it be touching the arms of the chair. When it does it, it has 45 degrees angle. When you have the pad at 45 degrees angle, you keep the books on that, then you can be erect and then look at the book with that distance which I mentioned before. That is maximum 1/3 meter, minimum 1/4 meter. But there is a problem here. What is it? Since the pad is slanting, when you keep a book, if it is a little heavier, it tends to slide and touch your stomach, creates discomfort. So to avoid this, you buy, say, a couple of vacuum bushes. Maybe it will cost 10-15 rupees and press them on the pad, left side one, right side one, so that it will not allow the book to slide. This is an excellent way you can keep it. So my dear friends, keeping yourself erect using table chair is the excellent way that you are creating more concentration for yourself. There is another aspect, that is lighting. You all study lighting. With lighting, you all be in your reading room with ventilation. This ventilation and lighting are generally not bothered for at all. This is my experience with people. But you see, if you don't have proper ventilation in your room, you will not have good oxygen circulation. Then metabolism suffers, your brain cells don't get activated, your concentration suffers. That is the reason why you should always have good ventilation in the room where you are studying. The second one, lighting. It's very, very interesting. But most people commit a blunder in this. You should not have lighting straight facing you. You know why? It glares into your eye. Not only that, the light falls on the paper and that again reflects onto your eye. Double glare. So never have the light fixed opposite you. Back anyway you cannot have because it gives shade and you can't read properly. Left side, right side, again left eye or right eye gets glare. It will not be effective. Then top, not at all useful because it gives 100% reflection. The only side left out is bottom. It looks funny. How can you have a light at bottom under the table? Sir, then where should I keep the light? You may wonder. Please concentrate and then listen to a very important thing that you should do it from today. If you are a right-hander, always keep your light fixation at the left hand top bottom corner. I repeat, left hand top bottom corner. This is the best thing for right-handers. If you are a left-hander, it is just the other side, right hand top back corner. And the light should not be too bright, too dull. You know, if the light is dull, what happens? Your eyes get strained. If light is too bright, your eyes get tired very easily. So it should be just apt, adequate. This is the fourth thing that you need to do before you start studying. Then next thing, we shall get into another aspect of doing it anytime, anywhere. Keep sipping water. Very little water. Keep sipping. Just sip. I don't mean drinking water. You drink water when you are thirsty. That is different. But just sip water. There is a lot of science in it. My time doesn't permit to explain that. But be assured, if you keep sipping water, let me say every half an hour, you get a lot of energy that leads to good concentration while studying. So now you have supplemented concentration techniques as well as concentration acquired through paying maximum attention. You are ready to go for memory registration. For memory registration, as I was introduced, I had the privilege of training lakhs of people in memory and had the opportunity to write books. All these techniques to share within 50 minutes is impossible. But, sir, you said within 50 minutes, you would equip us to do very well in exams. In memory too? Yes. I'm going to give you very wonderful memory techniques which are very simple to do it right now. First and foremost one, 50% of your memory is going to improve. I took 40 years to achieve this. I repeat, I took 40 years to achieve this, whereas you hardly need 40 seconds for this. What is that, sir? Most people have poor memory. You know the reason? They strongly believe that they have poor memory. See, as long as you believe in anything, more so negatively, you will be like that. Suppose you keep telling, sir, I become short-tempered. I get short-tempered very easily. If you keep telling, you will always be short-tempered, never be long-tempered. And if you say that I have poor memory, you can never ever have good memory. So hereafter, forget telling people that you tend to forget. I repeat, forget telling people that you tend to forget. You see the difference? You see the improvement? You will stop telling anyone, including yourself, that you have poor memory. Sir, what is the use of stopping to tell? When I have poor memory, you may say, but you believe me, our brain is blessed with more than 10,000 crores. And even a bright person uses hardly 10% of it. Even a genius like Einstein was estimated to have used only 15 to 18%. So if you can use a few percent more, say 5% more, you will become extraordinary. And you don't have to believe that you have poor memory. It is already there. You are not unleashing it. That is why I always tell, no one is useless. He would only use less of his brain power. So how to use more? By strongly programming your mind. You already saw programming. Now you program with another sentence. What is it? I have very good memory, excellent memory. I will be able to remember everything. And before that, what you should say? You should stop telling anybody that you have poor memory. 50% of memory has improved enormously. You will be able to see it in about 10 days time. Take it from me for granted. Next thing. Next, very effective technique for you to improve your memory is glancing. Friends, before you start studying, don't take the book and straight away study. That's what you have been doing all along. Glance the book, all the pages, browse for 5 minutes. Sir, what does it do? See, it will prepare your mind to grasp what all you are going to read. It may be a long para, it may be a descriptive one, it may be having graphs, statistical data, things like that. And your mind should be prepared to receive it. So 5 minutes of glancing can make all the difference. I can explain this through a simple example. Suppose you are waiting to take a bus in a bus stand. Somebody tells you it will take an hour for you to get that bus. You somehow resolve to wait for that 1 hour. 1 hour will pass off comfortably, but the bus doesn't come. Even if 1 minute it is late thereafter, you tend to become restless. You are very, very uncomfortable to wait. It looks as though one day. Why? You have programmed your mind to be prepared for 1 hour, not more than that. In the same way, before you study, if you just browse the material, glance at it, it will prepare you to grasp everything and your concentration will be excellent. Obviously, your memory will be good. Now, when you complete studying, you should not put the book down immediately. You should do gazing rather. You should do gazing. First one, glancing. Last one, gazing. G-A-Z-I-N-G. What is gazing? It is intensely staring at something, looking at something. Each page, you gaze at it for 10 to 15 seconds. Remember, 10 to 15 seconds only. But even without winking, you have to look at it. What happens? It takes a photograph of that matter, registers in your mind. You tend to have memory restored or retained for a longer time. So glancing and gazing are very useful memory techniques for you. The fourth technique, you will be glad to know the fourth technique here. This is Max natural memory technique. Anyone of any age can do it. Even uneducated people can do it. In a month's time, you will see amazing improvement in your memory. What is it? Suppose your roof is, let me say, 12 feet high and you are about 6 feet even. You want to touch it. Can you? you can't touch it. For you to be able to touch the roof, you need a tool, namely a ladder, a table, or a chair. You climb up and touch the roof. Is it not? That is using a tool or a technique. So there are several memory techniques which will help you to improve your memory. But is there any memory technique which helps you to remember things naturally? Like if you are able to grow much taller, let me say 10 feet, from 6 feet to 10 feet, you grow tall. Then stretch your hands and then touch the roof just like that. So there must be a technique to be able to touch the roof without using any other techniques. That is natural memory technique. So it is a technique to improve memory without using any external techniques. Let me tell you this. Every day in the morning, after get up from bed, you proceed with your daily activities. Do all of them until you complete your breakfast. After your breakfast, just sit for 2 minutes and recall what all you have done from getting up from bed until taking up breakfast. In the same sequential chronological order. That is very, very important. So after doing it for 2 minutes, you proceed with your work until lunchtime. Then you have your lunch. Again, sit for 2 minutes. Now recall what all you have done after taking breakfast until you have your lunch. Again in the same sequential order, not jumbled order. Repeat it after evening snacks in the evening, lunch to evening snacks time, same order for 2 minutes, and finally after dinner, again for 2 minutes, recall what all you have done after snacks till taking dinner. So 4 times in a day, after breakfast, after lunch, after evening snacks, and after dinner. Each 2 minutes. So you have spent 8 minutes in total to recall in 4 times. And at the end, just before going to bed, you spend 5 to 10 minutes. For what you could guess? From bed to bed, morning when you got up from bed, from that time onwards until you came back to the bed in the night. So the whole day's things that what we have done, you recall them in the same chronological sequential order for 5 to 10 minutes. I know initially it may not be possible to you. It may take a week or 10 days to slowly recall one after one. But believe me, within a month's time, everything you will be able to recall threadbare, including the subject which you have studied. So this, you do it. You see your natural memory fantastically improving. I repeat once again, every day after breakfast, lunch, evening snacks, and dinner, recall what all you have done in the previous breaks for 2 minutes. And then at bedtime, spend 5 to 10 minutes to recall the whole day's happenings in the same order. Your memory improves excellently. There is additional benefit to you in this, apart from improving memory. Can you guess what it is? This is your time management. When you recall at bedtime what all you have done during the day, you tend to realize so many times that you have wasted your valuable time. So next day, you will be tempted to cut that unnecessary waste of time. So this is a fantastic time management technique as well, my dear. So now we got natural memory technique as well to improve your memory. With all these things, you will be able to register your memory in your subconscious mind. we will go to the next step. What is that? Recalling ability. That is what is you need. During examination, you should be able to recall what all you have studied. Sir, how to get recollection? I don't have to tell you. You know for sure. Everybody knows. For anybody to remember anything for long, what is to be done? He needs to just revise it again and again and again. That everybody knows. But my dear young friends, a big blunder is committed by everybody in this recalling process. I happen to do this research on over 30,000 students for 10 years to find out what it is. Please remember, it is not enough you read again and again, revise and revise and revise, and go to the examination. You will not be able to do that perfectly. But then I will give you a systematic scientific revision process, review process. What it is, whatever you study today, you necessarily have to review it tomorrow. That is, you have to make the first review after 24 hours. How many of you do it? I doubt anybody does it, including myself when I was a student. Nobody told me. So friends, everyone should make the first revision after 1 day. The next revision should be after 1 week. The next revision should be after 1 month. Then one more after 3 months. Then 6 months. And finally during exams times. This is what is the process for the whole academic year. And to remember these reviews, you need to have a monitor, and we have a process for that. But if your exams are just a month away from now, fortunately, you don't need any monitor, any process. Very easily, you can do it with 1 day review and 1 week review. That's all. Final third review, you are anyway going to do during exams. So you need to make just 3 reviews, my dear friends. So make a note for next day's review, next week's review, that's all. Now, you want to know, sir, how much time I have to revise? This is important. Suppose you read for 1 hour. The time that you need to spend for revision each time is only 10 minutes. That is 1/6 of the time. What a great advantage. If you read for half an hour, 5 minutes revision is enough. If you read for 2 hours, 20 minutes review is needed, like that. So 1/6 time only you need to review, either first time, second time, or exams time. More so during examination time, how much time you are spending to revise? Only 1/6 time. 1 hour matter, 10 minutes I said. In other words, you are saving your time by 6 times. Great deal. You will be totally out of tension and pressure. That is a great way to do things. This is the recalling process. So now you have completed the first 2 things, memory management and review process. Now we will go to the third and most awaited thing, that is examination presentation skills. After all these things are there only to present well in your examination. For this, I need to help you how you should prepare your mind before the examinations and present the answers. Just before the exam day, that is the previous night, you must sleep for minimum 7 hours. That is, you must go to bed by latest by 10 and wake up next day morning by 5 o'clock. 7 hours of sleep is a must. If you ask me, I would recommend even 8 hours of sleep. That is, go to bed by 9 o'clock itself. On the other hand, most students go up to 12 o'clock, even 1 o'clock in the night, and get up early in the morning with all tired and then stressed mind and go to write examination, mess up things. Never ever do that. So take enough rest the previous day. Next day morning, wake up by 5 and do all the things you do, including revision. Then you get dressed. Your dressing, make sure that they are not tight. It should be loose outfits. If allowed, you don't go with shirt in, without in shirt, just go with loose shirt, because you will be comfortable body wise and mind will be at its best to work. If you wear shoes and then go there, please remove your shoes at the sitting place and then write with maybe with socks. Socks can be there. This helps you to concentrate more while writing. Next one. When you go to the examination hall, you must make sure you are not dashing at the last minute. You should just enter 15 minutes before, at least. And you should not keep studying till the last moment. 1 hour before your exam, you should stop studying. Never ever touch the book. That is very important, my dear friends. Then go to the examination hall. There, you need to do very, very, very important thing. Most students suffer from this exam fear. They are tense. However well you are thorough, however well you are prepared, how much ever confidence you may have, there is at the back of your mind that exam fear. How to remove it? I will give you one wonderful technique called molting technique. This molting technique, you need to do it for 2 to 3 minutes only. This technique doesn't take you any effort. It is effortless work. What is it? Just observe. It is not to be done only during exam time. Anytime, while attending interview, when you face interview also, just before that you do this, or while studying you do it, while doing any work, when you think that it may be causing a little fear or tension, you can pay attention to that and remove that totally. That is this. You have to take deep breath through nose, obviously. We shall not breathe in through mouth, only through nose always. So deeply inhale through your nose, but exhale through your mouth. More forcefully, longer. In other words, you do like this. You do it, say, for 2 to 3 minutes. It is very, very easy. But don't do it like this, like that, or with pressure, with again create new tension. Effortlessly, you should do it. And 2 to 3 minutes more than enough. And if possible, sip a little water. If you are allowed to carry a water bottle to the exam hall. Otherwise, doesn't matter. Elsewhere, you can sip water before you perform. This is to remove your exam fear. Now, you go to the next one. That is, while writing examination also, you have to do it often. Let me say, for every half an hour, you do it once. There is no stigma that you should do only after half an hour. Whenever you feel, just do it. I would say before writing any new question, you can do this molting not for 2 to 3 minutes, just for 10 to 15 seconds. 3-4 breaths, that's enough. Like that, you keep doing it. Now your exam question paper is handed over to you and you are ready to answer, but don't straight away go to answer. You just read the question, more so if it is a long answer, passage writing question. 10 to 20 seconds you have to plan. Only then you will be able to organize properly your answer. And make sure to complete your exam at least 5 minutes before. Don't keep writing till the last moment. And write examination, finish off examination 5 minutes before. And then just go through that once again, whether you have written properly or not. If it is the objective type, no need. If it is a written exam, you need to do it. Now come to the last most important thing. Now, friends, that is how to present your examination. This examination presentation, I told you it's an art with wonderful skills. There are two students who are roommates, went to write the same examination. And the examination is interestingly on one single question. That is, what is success? What are the key steps for success? I repeat, what is success? What are key steps for achieving success? So both the students went and wrote the examination and then came. Now, let us see what the first student has written. The first student's examination answer is this sample one. He wrote like this. Now, my dear students, you are elevated to be examiners. Now, just go through this examination paper, just one page here, I will give you, say, 30 to 40 seconds. How much you can give? How many marks you can give out of 100? This question carries 100, let me say. Well, you put your marks. We will now go to the second student's answer. This student wrote like this, same answer, and he also wrote all the steps. For want of space, I gave a few, but he also wrote all the steps. Again, this is for 100 marks, and you just go through this answer and put your marks. Now you are through with your answer, and first student's answer, second student's answer, the marks, if you just look at it, there is no comparison. I'm sure most of you must have given fair marks to the first sample, and most of you must have given almost centum to the second answer, if not at least distinction. But I would like to reveal one secret. There is absolutely no difference in the subject matter between the two samples, not even active voice into passive voice. Ditto answers, but the way they presented made all the difference. That person fails, that person gets distinction. That is why preparing for exam is not enough. Doing all this work is not enough. You should know how to present it in the examination. So, my dear friends, please make sure not to commit the mistakes of the first student, not to omit the mistakes, the advantages of the second student. Let us see what first student has done. First sample is with this shambles: overwriting, over scratching, scribbling, too many lines, no margin, no beauty, not at all looking good. In fact, you have to look at this answer. Any examiner would not like to go through that at all, even if everything is written. Never ever commit this blunder. Even the letters are too small. They are scribbled. Never do that. But what is there in the second sample? The second sample is this. Very legible. Letter size is very good. Paragraphs, subheadings, underlined, good margins, and line spacing is appropriate. If you do like this, you would certainly get more marks, friends. Even if you write examination next week, if you write like this, you would get many marks, not even 10% more, much more than that. You yourself have proved just before the difference between sample 1 and sample 2. Now, you write your examinations like this. After writing examinations, don't go home and refer the answers. Or while going home, don't discuss the answers with any of your friends. It will disturb you if you are wrong by chance, then for the next exam. And even if there is last exam, that is the last exam day, and there is no other exam next day, still don't refer, because you will be under great pressure until the results are declared. Only when the results are out, if you want, you can refer. This is how you have to do it. So, my dear young friends, follow all the three processes perfectly, and you will be able to do very well. Now, before I conclude, I will leave the forum for a few minutes for you to ask any doubts and clarifications if you need. Then I will conclude. Yes, the forum is yours. Anyone having any doubts? I'm not able to get connected. You want to become IAS. What can I do, sir? Yes. See, you want to become IAS. What can you do? I will tell you one thing which will be very amazing to you. Friends, lakhs of people enroll and appear for IAS. But how many get selected ultimately? About 1,000 people only. Then what is my fate, sir? You may wonder. And your question indirectly addresses that. I will tell you, not all people who appear for IAS exam know even the syllabus. More than 60% of the people, take it from me for granted, do not know even the syllabus of it. Only about 40% of the people only know what is to be done. Of these 40%, not even half of them go in a systematic approach to get into the process. Fortunately, you are on the right track. You have taken the guidance from the country's premier IAS coaching academy, Kingmakers Academy. But then, what you need to do for that, after you get their help, after you study, you should program your mind. That's what I have told you. You should have auto suggestions, mind programming. Keep telling yourself constantly, and revision process and memory techniques further, concentration aspects. Right, take model tests. I'm sure you are conducted in your academy. It's very, very useful to have experience in model tests and also answering the previous year's question papers. Then you will be able to make it. Above all, there is one single sentence. What is it? A strong belief that you can make it. Why? Because our brain is blessed with so much of ability. Channelize that. You will do that. Okay? Yes. How to improve handwriting? You will be interested to know. I hold countries and world's only record, Limca record and world record, of changing anyone's handwriting in less than 10 minutes time. But here, this is not the forum to share, but I can tell you something important. If you want to improve your handwriting, first and foremost thing is the grip of the pen. Many people don't know this aspect at all. You take the pen and you have the grip. It is called double grip. This middle finger, the pen should base on this middle finger. This. And the thumb and the index finger should hold the pen. And the pen should rest on this. So this is double grip. And the distance between the tip when you press the pen, the tip and the grip should be 1.5 centimeters only. I repeat, 1.5 centimeters. It should neither be like this with very little distance here, nor like this. And you should have 1.5 centimeters. Another thing, if it is detachable cap, this pen has attached cap. If you use a pen with cap detachable, you remove the cap while writing. You will make such a big difference. And I tell you one thing, 2 secrets let me give you. One secret is always cram the letters in a word. Don't give gap between the 2 letters. Suppose you say and, A-N-T. Between A, N and T, there should not be space even to draw a line. At the same time, the letters should not touch. The next one is between words, leave enough space. How much space, sir? About 1.5 letter space. About 1.5 letter space. When you write A, small a, that space 1.5 times you leave. Printed, 1 space is left. Handwritten, 1.5 times you leave. This will be very useful. So these 2 things you follow. Feeling sleepy while reading. Oh, you are my great friend. See, I will tell you my experience when I was a student. Till my graduation, I struggled with this because I tend to get sleep within a minute. It takes hardly a minute before I sleep off. And I used to use a wrong method of lying down on bed or mat and keep the book like this and then read. And I fall asleep without my knowledge. I do this 100 times in a night. And I still keep reading and I hardly have sleep. Early morning when I get up, I have not covered even 1 page and I have not slept properly. When I went to my post-graduation, I discovered a great technique for myself. You know what it is? When you are sleepy, the most wonderful technique in the world is put the book aside and sleep off. Sir, what are you saying? Yes, my dear friend, why do you feel sleepy? Your brain is tired, your mind is tired. Understand that, sympathize with it, sleep off. It takes hardly 5-10 minutes only for it to react. It will get energized and you wake up and then sip a little water and then do it. And if you want, you can also do alpha breathing and then proceed. And sit erect and proceed. This is the technique. Tend to forget spellings. Yes. Tend to forget spellings. In fact, this is the secret of scribbling. Why many people scribble because they are not sure of the spellings, they tend to scribble. See, to remember spellings, it's a big process. I'm sorry, friends, but I will not disappoint you. I will tell you one thing. Wherever a salient letter comes, you write it with red ink and then preserve it. For example, psychology. Psychology. Psychology, P is the first letter, So you are likely to miss it. Underline that, or with red ink you write that and store it, keep looking at it. Suppose achieve, ACHIEVE or ACHEIVE, you may get it down. There are grammar rules for that to follow, but simple thing I will tell you. Suppose ACHEIVE, you think. What is the first four letters? ACHE. ACHE. That is ache, pain. So you get headache if you use that spelling, let me say. So it is called remembering things through code words, mnemonics. And you think for sure that is wrong. Then what is the other one? ACHIEVE. I tell you one thing, if you keep writing your answers, your spellings will improve. That is one great tip that I can give you right now. Whatever you study, write and then check your answers. Spellings can get correct. Yes. I don't know whether I have time. Food habit for concentration. Repeat light source. Okay. I will tell you light source. See, most of you are using LED bulbs, but don't keep very bright light or very dull light. At the same time, if you are, most of us are right-handers, where the lighting should be left hand back top corner. What happens when the light falls on the paper? The light gets reflected off and goes away. It doesn't glare to your eye, and can present you the matter effectively. So left hand back top. You don't have to go and change your lighting fixations. Don't call an electrician to change the lighting arrangement. Don't do that. You change the seating position. You change the direction of the chair such that it is at that position. That makes all the difference. And food habits, I don't know whether I have time to tell that. See, nature foods are very good. And if you want to have concentration, don't have heavy food. Heavy food, oily stuff. Why? It takes more effort to digest. Therefore, your brain tends to send a lot of blood to the stomach for digestion. As a result, brain gets depleted circulation and you will not be able to concentrate. This is the aspect. Walking, reading, good or bad? Absolutely wrong. Never ever read loud, or allowed reading is not allowed. Loud reading is more so not allowed. Walking, loitering around, never ever do it. Maybe you can do it when you lose concentration for a minute or two. Just do it. And you get set, you sit. You must fix a place for your reading. At your home, that is in your reading room, or when you read in the open terrace, one fixed place. That is the best thing, my dear friend. So now, before I conclude, let me pass on one message. Please remember these words. You wanted to become IAS, you wanted to achieve so many things, but remember, you are in no way incapable of doing that. A giant banyan tree is hidden in a tiny, puny grain, is it not? A giant banyan tree is hidden in a tiny, puny grain. The most beautiful butterfly emerges from the least inspiring caterpillar. An enchanting statue is concealed in a lifeless rock. Is it not, friends? It is from the darkest clouds the dazzling lightning sparkles. It is by the smallest bees, sweetest honey is produced. All great things are done by ordinary people, but done in an extraordinary way. Realize, recognize, and research. All the best, my dear friends. I would thank Kingmakers IAS Academy and more so Mr. Bhuminathan for this wonderful opportunity to address you and share what all I have been doing during the last several decades. Thank you very much and God bless.
Valuable experience and words. I'm sure definitely this
Sorry,
session is
your
going
voice
to
is
be
not
the
audible.
life-changing event for our students, sir.
One
I'm sure
minute.
definitely
Sir,
many more.
your voice was not audible. Yes,
Sir,
sir.
our students are really fortunate to have this wonderful session today. I'm sure
My pleasure,
definitely
sir.
many more sessions we are expecting you to conduct. And
We shall.
really we enjoyed and we came to know many tips. Even for me, it was very learning experience. Thank you so
Sir,
much, sir, for sharing your valuable.
sir, this is the tip of the iceberg. That is
Yes,
what,
sir.
after I did this research, I
Yes, sir.
felt very sad and bad for what
Yes.
we have done as a student because nobody told us. And all these things, if only we had done, we would have done much better. That
Yes,
is
sir.
the thing.
Yes, sir.
Nice, sir. Very nice. And I'm very glad to meet you. See,
Thank you, sir.
becoming IAS is not easy. And
Yes, sir.
making #1 IAS Academy is next to impossible. You have done it. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It is all possible because of the people like you, sir. Thank you so much.
Nice, nice, sir. We shall meet.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, friends, for joining in the webinar series. Many more webinar series we are planning to conduct. And today we are also having a scholarship test. I request every one of you to attend this test, through which you can attend avail the free coaching from Kingmakers IAS Academy. Wish you all the best. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.